been 2 blocks of time where he's been in the lineup where we didn't like our game, coming back into Toronto and then going into Edmonton where we needed an emotional shift, and those are your leaders. Matthew's certainly a really important one for us. Can tell we need a jump. We need a jump start. It's not a lack of character or effort when you go through your stretches and you're not playing particularly well. Because it's the National League and you're going to hit a team and we, on 3 of those first 3 games of that road trip, the other team goalie was a star and they played incredibly well and kept us off the score sheet, and frustration would build, and you saw that first period, especially against Calgary, our game was very loose. And because we do have players that can make those plays, that can play in that kind of game and give us a chance to win, we just don't want to play in that kind of game because we think we have a far stronger chance to win if we play a more physical, defensive kind of attack mindset. And they got back to that. The leaders all got back to that. And when we do, we score goals. The thing that they prize the most, they want to win, and they want to score. And to get to that, we can all be happy if we play a certain style of game. We get to win, and the players get to score.
You've faced Jim Montgomery a lot in the playoffs in the past couple of years. I mean, what does he bring to this St. Louis team? I had your number for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know that he's been there quite long enough to fully get his style of game, but he can almost go back to when he was in Dallas, which is very similar to the game that they played in Boston. Highly structured, very intense. And I say highly structured as definitely a positive. The team knows what they're doing. They have an identity in the game that they play. They play it very hard. The 2 series against Boston, the last 2, for me, are the most physically demanding, intense series that we're in. And that includes all the rest of them. It was on, and it was hard. And I expect you're going to see a piece of that tonight. They got good size. They got good speed. They've got possibly the most dynamic style. They are making plays off the rush with speed, and they got players that can do it. So I don't think that you own the whole game against these guys. I think they're going to have a stretch time. Even in their game last night, they're down, but the chances aren't close for a while, and they missed on a whole bunch. So that game could have looked completely different because they have those kind of players. I mean, they can do the things they're trying to do. It's just the consistency level with it, I guess. I haven't seen them play so much that I could draw the straight line through their whole season and know that what Jim Montgomery is very good at is getting them to play to an identity and being consistent with that.
Kind of going back to your point of goal scoring, so often guys talk about how good offense is a product of good defense.
Yeah.
Do you feel like just getting maybe back to defensive structure has kind of led to the goal scoring, or what do you think has been the product of back-to-back games with 6 goals?
Our forecheck's better, and that's the foundation of our game. It will lead to giving nothing off the rush, which is our hallmark, what we're trying to do. But it's all usually based on the forecheck and the gap that we give. And we were out of gap and off gap. Against Calgary especially was the game that was disappointing for us because it just wasn't the way we played. And all of that. We score a fair amount of chaos goals in terms of the other team has the puck. We can create a broken play and take it to the net. There's not as much possession goals where we're spinning in the offensive zone other than the offside goal the other night. We don't have a lot of broken play, quick attack idea. In order to do that, you have to get it on the forecheck and you have to be physical.
And tonight, 7-11?
No, not yet. No. We'll make a decision on Sam Bennett's energy level when he gets to the rink. He's feeling better over the last 2 days than the 2 days prior. So if he feels there was no point in putting him on the ice today for that. So we may go a normal set.
And Jesper, anything new on him?
He's day to day, so he was in working out this morning. We just want to make sure that there's nothing lingering there.
Was he pulled off the ice? That was a question that we had.
Not pulled off. He was gone down. He never broke stride like he wasn't.
Well,
but he did go into a mandatory because the helmet came off and his head hit the ice. So that was an obvious visual sign that so he had to get checked out.
If you were to go 7, would you try and put Uvis back up on that 4th line kind of thing like you had?
I don't know. Like, we moved pretty good in the morning skate here today. I would be more open to that if I thought we were dragging. Barkov feels good today, so I don't have a guy in my forward group that I can't double shift once or twice. So we'll make that as kind of flow of the game. I'll leave Uvis on the blue line, and then if I need him once in a while, I'll pull him.
And looking at your fourth line, the three guys have been able to play together now for fairly extended. I mean, after a whole lot of turn with
Right.
Nosek not being around, and you had different guys, but now that they've been playing together, it seems like, man, they've really.
Edmonton was where they got together and got almost an identity. Every single shift they went out, got pucks deep, got real physical, and skated. Right, they pushed the pace of the game. The Mikkola goal directly, they hunt puck in the neutral zone, big hit, goes down in Edmonton, changes the way the outcome of the game, and they knew it. They knew when they were hitting the ice they were good. So we started them in many for that reason as a well done, do it again, and they did.
And giving them some power play time, another how do you do?
Well, just they'd earned it, right? They'd earned the right to be on the ice. It wasn't as much. Sometimes you get to that point, like a 6-1 game, you don't want to embarrass the game by trying to make it 7-1. But that was, you're right, that wasn't that. That was, you know what, you guys go out there and have some fun because you've earned it.
And just defensively, did the scoring. You guys are second in the league with goals from defensemen. Getting a couple here and there from everybody.
Yeah.
How important is it to get that secondary scoring, especially since your guys aren't really cheating like they were?
I think the trend will be that's just almost recent. Our defensemen are starting to score goals. Mikkola's getting in, Ekblad, and Aaron's hit 10 posts easily. It feels like, anyway. That's probably too many. But it's not from a lot of motion or cheating, you're right. And we felt early in the year we were missing some offense from our blue line in zone. Pucks are getting back to the point. A lot of shots blocked or just mishandled up top. So we feel we've turned the corner on that, and we do think we have guys that can get the puck to the net and deliver the puck and get up the ice. But we've tried to, over the last month, to get our defensemen up the ice more. Mikkola certainly does it. Ekblad's doing it now. So we think that trend can continue.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like, it's kind of surprising to see Niko be the guy that's scoring from the circles. And
right.
The other guys are scoring from the blue, like Ekblad. Because he used to pinch up so much, and now he's just using that heavy shot to get through.
I think in the last small block of time, our forwards are just starting to control the puck more in the offensive zone. It's not something. We got a handful of things we want to be good at every night, and at the start of the year, that's all we focus on. And then we try to add pieces to our game without losing that core. Sometimes you can make an adjustment to your game, an offensive idea. And the manifestation of that is you can't defend as well because of it. And even if it works, you like it, oh, that's a really great play, except they're getting a few more odd man on us, or they're breaking out a little easier if we don't score. So we kind of start with the basics and then we add. And one of the things we'd like to see our forwards do is hang on the puck a little bit more on the offensive zone. We think we can. As soon as that started to happen, all of a sudden our D are getting their shots through. Why is that? Well, you're pulling somebody out of their lane 2-3 feet. The threat of you beating someone one-on-one down low changes what our defense is seeing up top. And that is kind of started to loosen that up. Sergei.
Bobrovsky.
The one and only.